Hello YouTube, it's Sign here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another manga review. Today we are reviewing Fist of the North Star Volume 1. This is the Kanzenban edition, so it has 1.5 volumes worth of content inside of it. And yeah, let's get on with it. So this is written by Buran-san and illustrated by Tetsuo Hara. They talk about how this came about in the back, but I don't know, I'll let you guys read the author note by yourself. The publisher here is Viz, as you guys can see right there. This is under the signature line, and this is a hardcover, obviously. The demographic here is shonen. This used to be a weekly Shonen Jump title way back in the day, and the genres here are adventure, martial arts, and post-apocalyptic, which is why this is in the sci-fi month, even though it's not exactly sci-fi. The setting of it is very much post-apocalyptic sci-fi kind of setting, so that's why it's here. The actual kind of stuff the story deals with is more than anything about martial arts, and there's a vague element of magic there because the martial arts have this like idea of chi or ki or whatever you want to call it, and that's basically magic energy. So there you go. This does have an adaptation, and in fact I'm pretty sure that's where most people in the West actually know the series from. It's the meme where he's like, "You're already dead," and then the other guy goes like, "Nani," and you know, that's the meme. But yeah, so the premise here is basically that in this post-apocalyptic post-nuclear apocalypse kind of world, we follow this wandering warrior type of guy whose name is Ken, who has this striking pattern of scars on his chest and abdomen, and the 7 scars make the Big Dipper, I think, which is the set of stars that lead to the North Star, which is where the name Fist of the North Star comes from. It's the name of a special school of martial arts, and we follow this guy who is a practitioner of them as he kind of like goes through this post-apocalyptic wasteland trying to help out people and is searching for a specific man. And that's basically it. I mean, it's good. I actually found it really compelling at the end of the day. I thought it was really interesting. I wasn't really sure what to expect when I bought it. I just knew it was an interesting series based on what people had said, and that I liked the edition. And I'm happy I bought it. I definitely want to buy more of it. I don't know if I want to pay $20 for it, so I'll probably wait for it to be on sale or something, but it is a good series. I did enjoy reading it, so I am going to collect more of it. Now, let's get into the review section. The plotline here is actually quite good. It's interesting. We kind of get to see this wandering do-gooder kind of situation that develops into this more kind of a serious grudge match between two practitioners of sister schools of, you know, martial arts. We get to see Ken with his Hokuto or Hoko something, like Fist of the North Star, versus this other guy who has like Fist of the South Star or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but like if Ken's attacks are internal, the other guys are external, if that makes sense. It's kind of interesting, but we get this grudge match kind of thing, and by the end of the first arc, the story kind of feels like it's complete. Like, it went in, there's a lot of mystery, but the mystery doesn't really matter because the story has concluded in somewhat satisfying climax, right? But it immediately sets up for a different, larger villain that kind of Ken has to fight. And I'm guessing that we're going to see this initial bad guy kind of show up again later on, or we're going to see some kind of development of Ken having to go through a bunch of different, greater villains. So I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. I'm not too sure that it kind of like needed to go further. Like, the story feels very finished by the end of the first volume, so I'm not really sure where it's supposed to go, but I'm guessing it's gonna go somewhere bigger, you know, kind of like how usually things work in shonen anime. But so far I am kind of happy with it. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where this goes, so I'm definitely going to collect more of it. Now, in terms of characters here, we really just have Ken. He was the wandering hero kind of character. He doesn't really change, and he doesn't have a very dynamic characteristic about him. In fact, the only thing about him is that he's a good guy, and everywhere he goes, destruction follows, but he tries his best to kind of mitigate that, and he affects others around him. But he really isn't that interesting in terms of character-wise. In terms of character, I guess. He's pretty static. It's just everyone around him that changes due to his presence. So it's kind of interesting in that sense. But I mean, that's kind of like the wanderer archetype anyways. Like, there really is no change. They kind of change people around them and then create this kind of like new situation everywhere they go. So I have no complaints with it. But if you're looking for something very character driven, this isn't really it. There's also this little girl who Ken heals with his magic powers. And then there's this sleazy sidekick that goes around with Ken and kind of just provides the comic relief. And he also kind of like provides a lot of the talking in the series, because Ken isn't really much of a talkative person. So yeah, world building wise, it's pretty solid. There's a lot of gang activity. There's a lot of different gangs that do different things. They're all kind of like evil for the sake of being evil, and they're all kind of very much like might makes right kind of people. And I mean, that sucks, but it has to be that way in order for Ken to have people to fight. And of course, they're all martial artists, because that's just how it works if you have a martial arts manga. And overall, it's pretty good. There's magical martial arts, like I said. They're not really magic. It's just more like ki is a thing that happens. It's like magic in the same way Dragon Ball is magic. It's like not really magic, but basically is magic, if that makes sense. So, yeah. And the setting is very much a nuclear wasteland, like I said. It's kind of interesting. It's basically a desert, right? This kind of really fucked up place. And we get to see that there's a lot of struggles for water, for food, and there's small places that exist that maintain power through having access to these things. So it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of possible kind of development in terms of that type of stuff. I'm curious to see, we're going to see some like nuclear changed animals where they kind of end up just being like different things that they were supposed to because of the nuclear radiation, or if it's just really going to stay very kind of basic to normal Earth kind of stuff. But I'm interested to see how that kind of works. In terms of art, I think it's immensely good. There's some slightly weird ways to hide body parts, like the big bad guy that Ken is against. He ends up being naked a lot of times, and he didn't really have to be, because like part of him being naked is that they put like a giant flash on his crotch, and it's like you could have just given him underwear and that would have changed the issue. He could have gotten like leather barbarian underwear, like He-Man or something, and then they wouldn't have to do that weird censoring crap that really just takes you out of the experience, because it's like, okay, why is there just a flash of light from his dick? You know what I mean? Like, it could have just been covered up in a different way that would have still kind of kept him really manly and looking badass and naked without having to like actually censor in that really weird way. So I don't know. It's a very nitpicky thing, but the art here is quite good. I really like how it looks. The bad guys are pretty grotesque. And there is this kind of playing with the way sizes of characters work in order to provide more monstrosity to the bad guys and more kind of like empathy for the good guys. So it's kind of interesting. I like it a lot. I mean, some of the choices are a little bit weird, but generally it's a very good story, and the art reflects that good storiness, and the art is actually maybe even better than the story. So there we go. The art is really good here. Now, there is a little bit of fan service. There's quite a few dudes without shirts on that are super muscular, which is fan service. But there's also a few scantily clad women. Very minimal. I think they only show up once or twice in the whole book. But I mean, it's there. So if you don't like that sort of stuff, you know, avert your eyes for that page or something. I don't know. It's really just not like that important. It's kind of like Slave Leia. And they show up for like one panel or two. So there you go. Rating wise though, this is super compelling. It's a 5 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed looking at the art style. I am excited to see more of it, and I actually really liked the author's note at the end. I thought it was really interesting to see how they came up with everything. So overall, I think this was a really enjoyable series. I really liked it quite a bit. I definitely recommend it if you like martial arts, or if you like, just muscular dudes doing shit. This is a good series for that. Now, in terms of similar titles here, JoJo's is basically based on this. So if you like JoJo's, you'll probably like this. Although the kind of vibe of the series is quite different. JoJo's is a little wacky. This one really doesn't have much wackiness. It's quite a bit more serious. And if you also like martial arts, but are also more interested in the kind of honor of being a martial artist and that sort of like good guy mentality, you should check out Saint Seiya. Now, this is kind of difficult to get in English at this point, but you can watch the TV show on Netflix. Not the Netflix one, the original TV show from like the 80s or 90s. That one is really good. It also has a few interesting kind of choices in it that kind of remind me of JoJo's as well, with how the colors work and stuff like that. So those are the two similar series there. I mean, Dragon Ball is also kind of similar. I'm sure Dragon Ball, you could say, is also in this same line of martial arts, vaguely sci-fi kind of thing. So JoJo, Saint Seiya, and Dragon Ball are a series that you can look at for deciding if you are interested in this, or to compare it to if you want to. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's basically all I have. So if you did like it, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you guys think about Fist of the North Star, and just my recommendations for reading besides it. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do appreciate everyone that watches these videos and leaves a comment. So thank you guys very much. See you guys later.